Welcome back, Chiefs Kingdom. This is RGR Football, and I'm Ryan going rogue on the Kansas City Chiefs and your NFL. This is a fun one that we do every week because we want to go inside the numbers, inside the analytics. This isn't the super advanced EPA kind of thing. This is my take on some of the most important numbers that I track week to week, as well as a couple of things that stand out to me. And I want to give you an inside look of the Chiefs by the numbers. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when something new comes out. If you would like to go the further mile, not only subbing but becoming a member, you get some extra things in terms of getting behind the scenes, a little bit more frank discussion, and some bonus content from us as well. That would be me and my team of a number of guys that you're coming to know. We all take a little bit different spin on it, and this one is mine. These are the things that I track not only this season, but really every season going around, because these are the things that I think impact the way that the team can play on the field and gives you an idea of what the progression is week to week. Most of these are week-to-week stats, and we got to start with the number one, and that is on the side of the offense. This is something that tells you exactly where they feel that they are in terms of output. Output is the bottom line. It's great to have trick plays. A lot of those come in the red zone, so that does have an effect on this overall number. But this is the first week, not only that they fell, but they fell below their season average for the first time in a little bit. That is something to be concerned about. Credit to the Raiders for putting up a better defensive battle than I expected them to, but the Chiefs come out at 6.3 yards per play on the offensive side. And that sounds great. It is one of the higher in the league. I said just a touch below their actual season average. And quite frankly, below where I think they need to be for a team like this when they have to rely on putting those points up because the defense was struggling so bad. Now, what you ended up seeing is that they chose to run the ball a little bit more. They dinked and dunked a little bit more, and that has a lot to do with this particular play. Longest play from scrimmage was 22 yards for the Kansas City Chiefs against the Raiders here in Week 10. That says something, but I don't think this is anything that's an indication of season-long trending. I think this is taking what the defense is giving you, as we've seen them do previous times in this season. Now, secondly, this is what it all comes down to. This is what time management boils down to, and this is a consistent thing. Part of the formula for keeping a game tight, you'll see the Chiefs generally win by bigger margins when they get more drives. And that's why teams are trying to control the ball. That's why teams are trying to keep everything in front of them so that it's the speed of which the Chiefs score that really bothers the balance of most games. And so teams that have been successful and kept scores tight have been in this range of about 9 total drives for the Kansas City offense. In this particular game, the Chiefs scored on 5 of them. Now, that's right around the season average, but it is 11% down from the prior game. And so that is something to keep an eye on. But here's the key. On the positive side, they scored all 5 touchdowns on those possessions. And so you're maximizing when you are getting those scoring opportunities. A couple of things went awry with some of the receiving that cost them a couple of those drives. But again, if a team can get the Chiefs to 8 possessions or less, that's really going to give them a chance to survive. Look at that for Tampa Bay. Look at that for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look at that for Drew Brees. I expect he'll be back when the Chiefs play the Saints. That's really the key metric, because even at only 9 possessions, the Chiefs are generally taking away wins. Now, how they do that is always subject to who's on the field, and this is one that I'm tracking this particular year more so than most. I usually keep an eye, but I'm not usually this meticulous about it, but this rookie class has had an impact, and they've needed to have an impact, and that's only going to grow. It'll be true for next year's rookie class as well as this class when they're sophomores because of the coming salary cap reduction as well as what the spending needs to be. And so they got an extra bump. They got 149 snaps this week out of the rookies. That's the return of LJ Sneed mostly showing up there, but is something that changes the balance a little bit more towards the defense in terms of which rookies are putting out and getting on the field. I expect that to climb yet again. Deshaun Wharton played a little bit down from his normal snap count. I think Snead is on the way up, so we're going to see some more of that in coming weeks. That's perfectly fine. I think will help them in the end. Now, when it comes to the defensive side, it was a struggle game for the Chiefs defense, and in particular, a lot of hay made about not getting pressure on Derek Carr. And to watch the broadcast, that was certainly true. On rewatch, you realize that Yes, there were less pressures. Certainly 17 is one of the lower numbers for this season, but it's also due to the lack of dropbacks as well. So in truth, in terms of percentage about how many times you're pressuring versus how many times they're dropping back, this is really right around the average for the season at about 52%, 17 out of 33. And that is perfectly fine. Now, these are based on the PFF numbers, as you guys know, a little bit different scale. But here's the thing. They only got one contact on Derek Carr. That is a big takeaway. 1 hit, 0 sacks. That needs to change in the weeks coming up, especially as you get into quarterbacks that, again, are a little bit less mobile, as we're going to see against the Bucs. Hits are going to come in really big. Now, the negative drawback for this game, more so than most, was that metric that we started out the season really seeing as the big flaw. And then they got around to curing it for the most part, and now it's creeping back up. 12 missed tackles on this game. That is a big jump from 7 last week, which was just outside the manageable range. About 5 missed tackles a game, you can still survive and not put yourself at a deficit. At 12, you're really asking the offense to help you, because those missed tackles generally lead to first downs, which extend drives, which extend the chance for points. So this is all a domino effect coming from those missed tackles. And while Willie Gay made some great plays, he and Dan Sorensen led the team in misses. And I think that's something that they can get cleaned up. This was a kind of a grudge game, I think, both for the Chiefs, but also for the Raiders. I think that's going to kind of dial itself back until they meet again, whether that's in the postseason or next year. And this is really the unique part of this week. It comes back to the same concept. Pressure is king, especially against Derek Carr. And while they didn't produce as much as you would like, or they have in past weeks, it was very effective. When they were able to get pressure, Derek Carr's quarterback rating dropped significantly by nearly 100 points when he was pressured. That's why this is something that we're always hammering home, that you have to get pressure on the quarterback consistently and, quite frankly, constantly, especially when they have some of the tools that they had to run against you in the Aguilars and the Ruggs, and even the Renfros, who's actually been building a nice little repertoire against the Chiefs. That's going to be an interesting matchup to watch. What they were able to do against Derek Carr when they did get him under pressure was limit him to 60% completion percentage, 0 touchdowns, and a pick. That is significant, and that's why it all comes back to applying pressure, hopefully with the front four, but in the end, any way that you can. Look for them to do the same thing, maybe get more exotic, or maybe they just need to light a fire, but that's going to come true coming up next week as well. When they get there, we will have more for you. We'll have film breakdowns later this week. We'll have more stats. I want to say right now, I hope that you guys have a great holiday. Thanksgiving is a special time of year. There's going to be football played. Luckily, it's not the Kansas City Chiefs, but I hope that you all stay safe and stay warm out there. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll have more for you, including the game plan to wrap up the week. Thanks for watching this one. Make sure you like and subscribe and click the bell notification. For all you new members, we have great new content for you, and we will have some new merchandise coming out next week as well. Thanks for watching this one, and we'll check you next time. Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.